Good morning YouTube, this is dqtattoos with another video for you. This week we're going to talk about the basics of how to get into a tattoo apprenticeship, and in particular setting up your artwork portfolio. So originally I was wanting to go over everything involved in getting an apprenticeship in one video, but it proved just to be way too much information for me to cram into a shorter, like 10-minute video or so. So I'm going to break that up into several episodes, but let's get started with the portfolio itself. So you definitely don't want to go into a shop without a portfolio when you're ready to start asking for the apprenticeship. My cats are fighting on the floor. But you want to be prepared. You know, this is more or less an interview, and it's not something that's just going to usually happen one time. You're going to go in there several times. You may even have to update your portfolio after each time, but for the very basic, what you want is you want to go out and you want to purchase an actual professional art portfolio. This is one that I got from Hobby Lobby. It was probably $20 or so, I'm going to say. It's been a while since I bought it, so I'm not exactly sure, but this is 11 by 14. And the reason why I went with this rather than the smaller, I think this is like a 9 by 12 that I use for my actual tattoo photos. This one's nice because it's going to allow you to include actual full-size sheets of tattoo flash. So if you've watched any of my other videos, I'm sure these look familiar to you. 11 by 14 is usually the size that most flash sheets for tattoo shops come in. So that's going to be a good size to have. Next best thing, if you can't get to a hobby store, is a 3-ring binder. And this is a metal one. I kind of like that. It makes it a little bit different. I've got all my stickers here of different things that I've been into, so it shows a little bit of an insight into me personally, which I think is cool. You know, give it some flair if you want. I've got these clear sheet protectors, all right, and some black cardstock. As you can see, I've got a design taped on this piece right here, but this black cardstock works pretty good. When you mount your artwork, it's going to be better to use some double-sided sticky tape. That way you don't see the actual tape itself on the page underneath the drawing or on it. It's just going to look a little bit more professional. So that's another option. Avoid bringing in sketchbooks with artwork in them, because you can't really rearrange the pages in a sketchbook without tearing them out. Definitely don't bring in loose sheets of paper with sketches on it. You want to have your artwork actually in a portfolio. So at the very least, 3-ring binder with some sheet protectors, some black cardstock. It's going to look a lot better if you get the professional one now. So next, let's talk about what actually goes into the portfolio, what kind of artwork you want to include. Make sure, first of all, that it is finished artwork. This is very important. We get people all the time that will bring in sketches of work, and showing anyone can draw a sketch. You know, rough sketching is not all that hard to do, but it is that. It's rough. It's unfinished. It doesn't show much technical ability. Now, I mean, there are people out there whose sketches I've seen are amazing and look great. But tattooing, you know, you want to show stuff that's applicable to tattooing. So more than likely, you're not going to tattoo a sketch on someone exactly as it was sketched out, rough looking like that. There are a few tattoos I've seen that look that way on purpose, but for the majority of the time, it's not going to be the case. So make sure that you have finished work in there, full color. You know, this is just line work. It's actually, this binder is one that I use to show line work for tattoos that I'd like to do. But this one, all the pages, all the pieces I have in this, they're all fully finished. They're full color. The line work is finished in them. You can see I've got traditional Sailor Jerry. I have Japanese. I believe I've got some neo-traditional in here somewhere. Yeah, so that's the next thing, is you want to make sure that your artwork is varied. Change it up. throw in some artwork from various different styles of tattooing, and the more you touch on, the better you are. Put traditional work in, put neo-traditional, new school, lettering's important, do some realistic, do some realistic black and gray, charcoal works really well for that. It doesn't have to be all watercolor, use Prismacolor pencils, they work really good. You can use Copic markers if you're good at those. Just anything that's going to look good as a finished product will help a lot. Next thing after you've got all the different styles done is just to make sure that you are putting examples of work in that show strong technical ability. So if you draw a traditional design and your lines are a little bit sloppy, fix it, go over it again. One thing that will help a lot with that, and I don't have it in here right now, but a light box, get a light box. It's going to help a lot as far as like redoing your drawings and making them smoother. That way you don't have to draw the entire thing all over again. If you have a mistake in it, you can just wait till it's finished, get your light box, trace everything that you've done to that point and make it look better. That will help a lot. Try not to copy other people's work in this. Do original designs, unless, it's not going to hurt if you have a page of flash in there that is Sailor Jerry related, or it could be straight Sailor Jerry copies. If you do that, they're going to show that you have a little bit of knowledge into tattooing already. So if you want to do some research, find tattoo artists that have painted flash way back in the day, like Sailor Jerry, Eamon Dietzel, stuff like that. That I think would be pretty cool to see. But otherwise, don't copy just stuff you find on the internet. Try to avoid putting the cliche designs in your portfolio. So I would stay away from infinity symbols. I would stay away from the feathers that turn into birds and all that. Stay away from just the stuff that we see all the time. So do some research, find out what those things are. You can even go into some shops around you and see what kind of stuff they would look for in their particular shop, or find out what the most annoying tattoos are for them to do and just stay clear of designs that involve that. Let's see, so we've gone over having the professional portfolio, having a wide range of styles in that portfolio that apply to tattooing, having strong technical ability, so make sure your line work is solid, make sure you show good use of color theory, contrasting and complementary colors, warm, cool colors, things like that. And now we'll get on to arranging it in your portfolio. So like I said, this one only has 12 pages. It's going to limit me to my 12 pages of my best artwork. If you do a 3-ring binder, try to include only about that many, 12, 15, 20, I'd say at the very most 20, because if you put way too much in here, chances are that they're not going to look at a lot of it. So some of your best work may not get seen at all. Arrange it in a way to where it's going to be interesting to the person looking at it. So if you put all of your best work in the very front and it gets to be lesser quality going back, then that's going to be kind of boring, because it's going to say, oh, this is really good, and then, oh, that one's not as good, and then that one's not even as good as that one. It's going to leave a bad impression, I believe. And on the other hand, if you start with all of your weakest art in the front and your strongest in the back, they may not even make it all the way to the back of your portfolio to see that stronger art. So mix it up. Put your best piece at the very first page and the second best on the last page, maybe your third best in the middle, fourth, second, and just go like that. Try to mix it up so that way you know that it shows your technical ability, that they can see some of your best, some of your not as good work, and all that. Now, don't purposely put something in there that you feel doesn't strongly represent you. So when I say your weakest, I mean your weakest of the best. Okay, obviously you're not going to have 12 pages of artwork that are all equally impressive. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying put artwork in there that isn't all that great just so the good stuff looks better. You know, make sure that everything in here is good, solid work. So I don't really think I'm forgetting anything. We've gone over the styles, the technical skills you need to show, how to arrange it, and what kind of portfolio you should buy. If you feel I have not answered all of your questions, please take a moment to leave a comment down below and let me know what those questions might be. Next week we're going to talk about what to then do with your portfolio, or do once you have this portfolio, as far as researching shops to go to, actually going in the shops and talking to people, and at what point should you bring up your portfolio and ask about an apprenticeship. So that's something to look forward to for next week. If I have a chance, I may try to get that out sooner, because like I said, I did want to do this all as one video, but it's just too long. I tend to ramble. So thank you for sticking around this long and watching my video. If you would, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you know of anyone that you think this video would provide some help to, please share it with them, and look forward to putting out the next video for you. Have a good day.